Hi, let's see the ICP5. So the main objective of this ICP5 is to detect the outliers in a given data set and to perform the multiple linear regression on the wine data set. So we need to consider the treating the null values and finding out the correlation in the data set. So let's see the demo part. Yeah, so I'm importing the necessary libraries. So those are pandas, numpy, and matlab and seaborn for visualization. And this is where I am reading the CSV file and just printing out the variables present in that. So before the length is 1460, the d types over here are these are the data types for each of the column. So I've just seen the unique values in a particular column garage area. So these are the unique values just to ensure that is there any null value or not for that particular column, as we are identifying the outliers in this column. So there are numerous ways where we can identify the outlier. So first method what I've taken over here is using block spot, and I see that after 900 everything which is after 900 is as the it tells that it's outlier. And the scatter plot, I did the same thing in the scatter plot, and we can clearly see that the range between 200 to 1000 is the correct data, and whereas other things are the outliers. So I also used an IQR method which is similar to an box plot, which is inner quartile range. So the formula over here, it depends on the q3 minus q1. So once I calculate the IQR, what I did was I multiplied into 1.5. So IQR into 1.5, which is less than the Q1, I said that it is as an outliers, whereas if it is greater than the 1 point Q3 greater than the 1.5 of IQR is also said as the outliers. So here where I have differentiated, segregated the data and created a data frame. So before it was 1460, now it became 1439. Few records got reduced, and I also did scatterplot for that new data frame, and here I see about the 1000 has been removed. So and still I see below 200 I see outlier. So I just removed it using this operation. So which is less than 200, I am removing the records from my data frame. So once after that I plotted it, and this is how the scatterplot finally looks like. The next part of this ICP is to read the wine data set and perform operations on null data and finding out the correlation, and finally doing a multiple linear regression. So these are the libraries which I've imported, and this is the data frame which I read, and this is the data I've just printed it, and the length is KM1599, and the types over here are these are the data types for each of the column. So I've just checked whether is there any null present over here. There is no null. So this is how I verified is there a null or not null. So this is also finding out at the row data frame level there are no records where the data is null. So to ensure to doing correct, as I have also removed the null columns using drop NA. Length is the same on dealing with the finding out the correlation with the quality variable. So I first sorted out the first so categorize the data types which are of number type, and I performed correlation with the quality data type, and the result I have again sorted it out, and we can clearly see that alcohol, sulfates, and citric acid are the top three which are correlated with quality, and this is what it is. So I have even used an heat map from Seaborn library to visualize the same thing. So here it clearly says that for quality 0.48 and 0.25, 0.23 as the values in which we got in heat map, the same thing which we saw here. And the next thing is using a multiple linear regression. So before splitting the data, I have imported the library, instantiated the model, and also performed log to make sure that everything the data which we have is correct, as in is in equal range each column. So by doing this, we are telling the model no particular column should give more importance. We are standardizing each and every column, so we splitted it. And so this is the range which we have taken, and we have imported the linear model. So I have fitted the training data and calculated the and tested it using test data, and I've calculated the R square and RMSE. So these are the values which we got. So 34 and RMSE, and also I visualized the same thing. So this is what it is, and this is how it's represented. Yeah, this is all about ICP5. Thanks.